We're asking permission from our Shaykh, inshallah, to say a couple of words on this holy season. On the one hand, thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sending that Prophet to us, but on the other hand, to ask Allah's forgiveness for not following him. Majority, they're only concentrating on the first part, as if the whole world, Muslim world now, especially, they are following Prophet 100% or even 10% properly. Even those countries, they're calling themselves the land of the pure. Now they're trying to change what is the meaning of Islam. Correct or no? In the month of the Prophet. We're asking our Shaykh, inshallah, to send us something that is going to benefit us. We're not asking for knowledge that is not going to benefit us. That kind of knowledge, it is only coming from shaitan. When the man is drowning, it is not even the knowledge of swimming that is going to help him. When the man who is drowning, it is the knowledge of just hanging on that is going to save him. A man is drowning. So many people, they drown. They are expert at swimmers, isn't it? It is not their knowledge that is going to save them. So many times, it is just not to struggle. Don't panic. That you don't fight. When the ship is coming down, it is not even knowledge of how to navigate a ship that is going to save you. When the ship is going down, the knowledge is to save yourself. The knowledge now is not just to hold on to something that is going to keep you afloat. The ship is going down, what happens? If you're near the ship, it will pull you in. Now the knowledge is to go as far away from the ship as possible. That's why we're trying to move ourselves away from this sinking ship as much as possible, not to be near. Who is realizing that the ship is sinking? Who is realizing that this world has no hope? Those who have no hope in this world. Those ones that they are not looking for justice in this world. They're looking justice only in Allah. They know this is not the world that is going to give them mercy or justice or help. But they have their faith in Allah. And they say this world is going to pass. And Allah is watching. And all those who have the power to change and they're not doing anything with their hands or with their tongues, those ones who are being oppressed, their curses are on them. Those ones, they found faith. They found faith and they believe. They experience this world as a prison. They experience this world as the lowest of the low. They don't experience this world as a paradise. When the Prophet ﷺ came, who were the first ones to listen to him? Who were the first ones to listen to him and to agree and to believe in him? That the system where he was ruling then, that time, it is evil and it is going to the hellfire. That this is not how the world should be. This is not the way that Allah, the creator of this world, has ordered us to live. Who are the ones who believed in the Holy Prophet ﷺ, except the Mazlum? It's not those ones who are high level, that they have wealth, or they have power, or they have influence that listen. Those are the ones who made the system, and the system is working for them. Those are the ones who is preying on the blood of the innocent people. Why they want to change? Didn't you know? When news reached to the emperor of Abyssinia about the last prophet that their kings at that time they were waiting for. And when the signs in the stars, it was shown that the last prophet was born, and after a certain while he's going to declare his prophethood. And that emperor of Abyssinia sent his high priests to go to check it out. And those priests, they were the ones who are more powerful than the kings, because they make the kings to sit on that chair, and they make the kings to come down from that chair. The kings that time, they were kissing their hands. They had real power. So one of them went, and he brought his brother, young kid, to go to check out whether this is the promised last prophet that is promised in their books. For the signs, yes, one of the signs is he's going to be surrounded by those ones who are rejected by society. And they were traveling in the deserts. And one time when they were traveling one day, the animal that the younger one was traveling in, his camel, it tripped and he fell. And the young priest, he was going to curse the Prophet ﷺ because of him that they have to make this long journey, and he is falling into this kind of situation where he's suffering under the sun and he's falling into the sands. And he was going to curse. He says, curse that one. His brother jumped down and stopped his mouth. He says, don't you dare curse that holy name. And the younger brother was shocked. He says, what do you mean? He says, don't you know he is the one? What do you mean the one? He is the one that we have been waiting for. Don't you dare curse his name. You're only going to bring destruction to yourself. The younger brother looked at the older one and he said, if you knew he was the right one, why didn't you say to our emperor, to our king, that he is the awaited one? He is that Ahmad that is mentioned in the Gospels. He says, oh, my younger brother, you don't know the way this world is. Don't you see, if we recognize him and we make the king to recognize him, we are going to lose our position. We are no longer going to be the ones holding golden canes and telling that king to come out from that chair and appointing a new king up. Don't you know how his companions, they live? They live like beggars. They sit on the floor. We sit on golden chairs. They're wearing clothes that's not even reaching to half of their bodies. We are changing new gold clothes every day. And we have to follow his lifestyle. We cannot. We're going to lose everything. The younger brother was shocked. And he is the one, when they went to visit the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he chose to stay. He didn't return. And he became a Sahabi. Those Muslim, they already know this world is an enemy. And they know who is their friend. Who are we friends with? Oh, Shaykhs, oh, Imams, oh, scholars, oh, rabbis and priests. Who are your friends? Those ones that the world have forgotten? Or are your friends those ones who sit on golden chairs? Who do you want to get close to? The ones who are following the Prophet ﷺ, or those ones that the Prophet were opposed to? Who are you going to follow, the Mazlum or the Fir'auns? You're standing next to the Fir'aun and you're shivering. You're turning and you say, this one is speaking some good things about Islam. This one is head, he is a pope. MashaAllah, praising him so much. Seeming to be speaking good things. Suddenly, going into that country where that oppression is happening, and he cannot even open his mouth. So the tongue is forked, split, just like a politician, which is. We're not asking them to protect us anyway, or to say anything, or to speak anything. We have Allah, and we have the Prophet ﷺ. And there are still those ones that their prayers are answered by Allah, because they are not having any tolerance or any love for this kind of oppression and tyranny that is happening in this world, in this time, in this day, in this night. They're not trying to find excuses. There are those who are looking at us and they're saying, oh, you don't know politics. We need to go there and be friends with them. Once we get political power, then we can change some things. MashaAllah to you. Because this is sunnat, right? This is sunnat. Because the Prophet did this, right? He sold himself to gain power, then later he changed. MashaAllah. Yes, that kind of prophet is your prophet, not my prophet. Alayhi salatu wassalam. This is what happens. Our religion is based on isnad. Isnad means there is a chain, there is a connection. You have something that is in front of you, you're going to look back to say, what did that one do when they had that something in front of them? Say, not finding. You're going to go back. You're going to go back. Those ones who have no isnad, they have no Islam. That's why they're just making new stuff up. But it has no connection to those ones who are connected to Allah. They can fool you. They say we're very connected. They can fool you. There's the land of Awliya. They can fool you. There's the land of the pure. They can fool you by saying there's a second Medina. They can fool you. But it's only a matter of time that you're going to see the truth that is going to come out. Because the reality is, the Quran is not the constitution. Because your ruling system, it is not according to what Allah wants. Because your ruling system, it is not based on Khilafat. Your ruling system, it is based on something else that man makes for themselves, that they can change any time they want. And that system, you didn't come out with it. Somebody else came out with it and say that, take our way. And one day they're going to say, no, 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 no. You're going to definitely follow our way. You cannot think that you're going to mix things together, or else we're going to choke you. We're asking for safety for our faith in these days. Not for us to fall into more ghaflat, not for us to fall into more heedless stations, to lose our faith these days. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha. Amen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.